In this video, we will check how nervous system and the muscular system, specifically the skeletal muscle, will work together through motor units. On this picture, you see kind of a arm-like structure, and this will be the neuron's axon terminal that I colored in yellow. This comes from this cell is part of the nervous system. Okay, how about we just go back to the bigger picture? So towards the motor unit. This is a neuron, a nerve cell that its axon, actually this is the neuromuscular junction. So this is the axon, and the terminal of the axon is branches up to form many axon terminals, and the different axon terminals, each of them innervate different muscle fibers, muscle cells. All together, one neuron and many muscle fibers make up the motor unit. So in here, let's go and color the nucleus, and this is the whole muscle cell, and the blue covering is the sarcolemma. This is actually the cell membrane, but because we are talking about muscle cell, that's why it has a specific name. On the side, I'm so sorry that you don't see it. Later on, I will just show it to you. These circles are the myofibrils. Myofibrils, and they are made up of actin and myosin. We covered that in the previous video. The whole thing is going to be the muscle cell or muscle fiber. The red ones in the muscle fiber are the mitochondrion, or many of them mitochondria. Plus in the cytoplasm, we have endoplasmatic reticulums with ribosomes that they are making and manufacturing the actin and the myosin, the myofibrils. The green lines are the Z lines, and between two green lines are called the sarcomeres. The sarcomeres are the contractile units for the muscles. So the Z line, we cover that. Very good. So that is in the red what we are going to focus on later on, the neuromuscular junction, how the nervous system connects to the muscle system, specifically the skeletal muscle system. So make it a little bit, just magnifying it, we'll go below. So in here, you see the axon terminal, the end of the axon as it divides up into different branches. The red ones that I started to color are the mitochondria. One is mitochondria, and many of the mitochondria. We have mitochondria also in the muscle cells. And the outer coverage is, as we said, the sarcolemma, and it's really at the neuromuscular junction. It is folded in order to increase the surface area for the neurotransmitters that they will come later. So this is the sarcolemma. And the blue ones are the synaptic vesicles with chemicals, and the chemicals are called the neurotransmitters, and one specific is really for the neuromuscular junction is the acetylcholine, abbreviated as ACH. That is the neurotransmitter for the neuromuscular junction. So they are these acetylcholine molecules. They are enclosed in the synaptic vesicles, and through exocytosis, they are going to be released into the gap between the axon terminal and the muscle fiber that is called the synaptic cleft. The neuron and the muscle fiber or the muscle cell, they don't touch each other. There's a gap between them. So these are the neurotransmitters, the orange ones that they got into the synaptic cleft. And on the sarcolemma, in that synaptic cleft, there are some receptors made out of protein, and they receive the neurotransmitters, the acetylcholine, so they are the ACH receptors. And when the ACH binds to the receptors, this binding will make the sarcolemma's permeability, the membrane permeability, different for sodium and potassium ions. So sodium zooms into the cell, potassium goes out from the muscle cell, but more sodium goes in than potassium leaves, so it will depolarize the muscle cell, so depolarization will take place, and because of the depolarization, the actin and myosin binds together, and the myosin heads are going to pull towards the middle, the actins, and the Z lines get closer together, so contraction would happen. Now, let's repeat the parts of the myofibrils, the Z lines that I just colored green. The distance between the two Z lines make up the contractile unit, the sarcomere. The orange ones are the actin myofibrils, and the blue ones are the myosins. The actins are attached to the Z line. Now, technically, actually, the myosin is also attached to the Z line through the titans. This is only for high achievers. Oh, would I move the page up a little bit? I'm so sorry. So it's TITINS, that small squiggly line. The purple area is the dark band in the skeletal muscle fiber, and the yellow part is the light band. Oh, so the titans, you can see now the titans. These are also proteins that anchor the myosin. So the light bands. And what else? And I guess this is the end for you.